I mean, he's a grown man.
He's an adult with a brain.
Proper adult, and just you can see where little Henry gets it from.
I really wanted us to back ourselves for that. Like the surprise would be more worth the ticket sales spike, and then that makes it more difficult for the trainees that we've got coming up because the goalpost has moved again.
Yeah.
Because if the baseline is even more difficult for the trainees that are already at a level that they're minimally competent enough to be considered to be on the show, where does that fit, like, debutantes?
That's difficult.
Not just be grateful for the fact that you are a cog in the wheel of the biggest show, the best show Margate's ever been a part of.
It's 100% the biggest show Margate's ever had. AI told me.
Google it. Yeah,
Google it. You'll find out. Because I was watching that thinking, how is he not just being strangled? Because he just was, because he was in it for 5 seconds.
So stuff like that, I would have maybe.
This is the Pro Wrestling Colossus Colossal Effort Podcast.
Cool. Wow, first things first, really.
To the drill shed.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all you beautiful people beyond the binary, welcome back to another episode of the Pro Wrestling Colossus Colossal Effort Podcast. We are the creators, curators, bookers, writers, matchmakers, rumble structurers, beer drinkers, drill shed, seller outers. He's Jordon Breaks. I'm TK Cooper. Welcome back to our post-show wrap podcast reflection time.
An opportunity for us to get stuff off our chest, right? But like this time is definitely pat ourselves on the back. Like
it's a job well done.
Job well done.
I was anticipating, we sold it out, but there was still, if we really wanted to, we could move chairs and we could definitely fit more people in. So, but I was coming into the drill shed with the anticipation that we would get 200 and I would be happy with that. That would be enough. But the fact that we had to delay the show by 45 minutes because the line was too long I don't really know how to articulate that or how to feel about that, because that is just a bizarre feeling a problem we've never had to have. And then obviously we've learned since then, we've had the feedback that when you sell over 200 tickets, you should do doors for an hour,
right? Not
half an hour. And obviously we've never been famous or successful enough to need to worry about that.
There's no reason for us to ever have known that, right?
So now when we go to Dreamlight, whatever, when we come back to the drill shed,
we know
to open up earlier. So just all of those little things is just, I can't believe it.
It was crazy, man, like going through those front doors at the beginning. Like we opened the doors, I saw a few people I know, said hello, looked out, and I've spoken to people since that your face just went like that, because dude, the line went
all the way to the end,
end, yep,
and then hooked around.
Yeah, man, and that is insane.
Like for context, obviously people don't know that distance. It's really, really far. If it's not clear, that's far away.
It was insane. But it's just, it's been a hard 6 weeks, right, of promoting, and we've both been busy as hell doing this, that, and the other to make that happen. And it is just a nice little sort of, well, thank God it did work,
Yeah, exactly. Like the relief of that we created this thing, we promoted this thing, we performed this thing, and it came off way better than we could have ever possibly considered. Obviously there were hiccups, and we'll talk about that in a bit, but the overall was that's the most insane crowd that we have ever sort of put together and stuck in a room.
They were so hot, weren't they? Start to finish. It was a really hot room. Everyone was very cramped. There wasn't enough seats. They were sardines, yet they loved it.
The seating arrangement and the seating itself was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Stuff like that is out of our hands.
First wrestling show I've been to with benches.
Really?
Yeah.
I've definitely done a couple where benches have been the thing that has been provided.
And you'd think no back support, everyone's going to be a bit grumpy. No, there was not a grumpy soul in the building.
Energy maintained throughout. And obviously we've seen a bit of the footage now, and it is unreal how much just the room just refused to have a bad time. Yeah. That's so part and parcel, because when I say we produced, the people we had behind the scenes, right, putting it together, alongside you, me, Adam, and Emily. The I don't know, what would you...
The core sort of...
I don't want to say staff, because that sounds like the additional helpers that we had.
I see. The unsung heroes, essentially, right? The people we had in that building that actually made it run. We sort of went, go do this, but they're the ones that actually did the thing. We should definitely call those people out.
Yeah, for sure. So you got a roll call, or...
Little Alfie on the music.
Absolutely.
Little Alfie just... every time now. I mean, he's never going to get booked because he's just done too good of a job of being the sound guy, right?
Yeah, he's in that Tate Mayfair's role where he's too good at the auxiliary role.
Yeah.
To get on the show because we need him to do that role. That's not true, Alfie. If you listen to this, you will.
Yeah.
Eventually,
You're the man.
Yeah. You've earned being the champ. Basically, you can. If we don't have a champ by the time your arm is healed, you can be the first champ because.
Right. So Alfie first champ. Grace and Alana on the shop. Just they obviously there's no reason for them to be great at this. They don't get much practice of working at a shop, but they smashed it.
Yeah. They just understand how to work with the things that are in front of them, right? And then the issues where like we have your card machine, we have my card machine, and they both only work in certain circumstances.
Yes.
And some like normally it's like my card machine on the door, your card machine in the shop, and then that had to be
It got reversed this time.
specifically for the drill shed because of something.
So
I don't actually know.
Grace and Alana first champs.
Yeah. There's a lot of coach
And then little Henry, we shouted out last time, right? But
who was 13. I've seen. His mum shared a clip of the podcast and was like, he is 13.
yeah, that's cool.
Shout out Henry's mum.
But then Henry's dad, Martin,
Yeah.
just absolutely. I mean, he's a grown man. He's
He's an adult with a brain.
proper adult, and just you can see where little Henry gets it from. They just manage that room and solve problems, and like Martin and Henry first champs.
There's going to be a huge battle royal for the first champ.
That's fine. But the next two that probably won't fare too well in the battle royal, Emily and Sam.
Yeah, Sam the venue manager, and Emily the front of house girl. Wicked.
She rocked.
She was so on the ball. She was so helpful, and she was so nice as well when she showed you the magic backstage area and then had to like rug pull and take it away.
Oh yeah.
She was about that, which was really sweet. And then Sam was just has no concept of a wrestling show, but he was in charge of sound and lighting, and I guess not lighting, sound and lighting, and I guess just in charge of like the staff in the room as well. So like the security people on doors. So he also had a million jobs, but he was really accommodating in the fact that like I would explain something to him in the small window I would have to be like, we need lights, like can we have lights on stage, like in a color? Can we just also have neutral lights for entrances? Can we have flat lights or whatever when the wrestling is happening? Because I don't want like big floodlights. Because the far side of the room is just going to be like watching the show like this. So,
have you ever had to explain that to someone before about the lighting situation? Like what, like, or do people just usually get it? 'Cause I wouldn't get to explain what you just said.
Well, only because because he's a lighting person, I assumed he would be able to translate what I'm saying.
Understood. Fine.
The buttons and switches.
Yours sounded very technical, but like I didn't know if you'd like done a show where you've had to control the lighting before, like no. So you'd know that, but or whether it's just this is what you wanted.
No, never. It was just the vision, purely just the vision in my mind of like what it needs to be, so that the wrestlers can be highlighted, but the ring can also be seen.
Yeah,
and it doesn't ruin anyone's experience from like watching it because they have all of these lights that like it would make sense. We should just like plow light on the ring, but then you don't think about like well, people are just sat there go.
Yeah, nice. Right. Yeah, just for a context as well. Like at St. John's, it's our lighting system is. There's a box at the back. It's got 4 switches. We turn the top 2 off.
That's just and that's as technical as it gets. At the triple board, isn't it? So there's no. I'm sure all of those lights have like names as well for like the types of.
100%. Yeah.
I don't. Like, it's not for me to know. It's not.
No.
So
that was Sam's job.
So him and his sort of like crewmate, I don't know what else, James, who was also on the switchboards. In the break, I came over to explain to them because obviously I was like, this Rumble thing's going to blow their minds.
Yeah.
Sam again has never seen wrestling, so doesn't have any concept. So when I said, "Do you know what a Royal Rumble is?" He was like, "Nah." It's like, okay, cool. But James was like, "Oh yeah." So there was like a touch of like expectation that he would be able to control or understand what I would explain when I was like, okay, so like every minute-ish, we're going to have a new person come out and try to be a part of the match, and that's going to happen 28 times. So, there will be a queue where like you'll know 10 seconds in advance that the next person is coming out because a 10-second timer is going to play out loud.
Right.
So you just have to be ready for that to be like,
jump on
can
that,
we get a spotlight on the entrance for the next person, and then once they're in the ring, take it away.
Yeah.
And then you can do funny, cool, colorful lights as well for people's entrances, but please, once the wrestling starts happening again, just like
fine,
let it out.
Yeah, fair play. This is well, Unsung Heroes is a good bit because like I had no idea like how much work they actually had to do, but actually that makes sense that
It's one of those things as well, because now that I've experienced it like that at the drill shed, makes way more sense because I've seen it happen at Progress, or I've seen it happen at Rev Pro, and it's like 4 doors. They're just like, testing out all of the things. And I assume they have like a run list, a run sheet of like, we need green lights for this guy, blue lights for this guy, blah blah blah, and like we didn't get to have that conversation. I can't even remember why, but there was that whole thing where Adam was trying to kick people out because they'd said there's too many people in the room for us to.
Testing a thing,
and
right?
we didn't and we kept trying to ship people out, but then they were like, okay, we need even less people, and we're like, well, we can't do that because everybody in this room is part of the show.
We have 30 people, but
you have to do
yeah,
your thing. So I guess it's just for future ref, if we ever do this again, to just have some sort of like written lighting plan.
right. It wasn't a part of our we always break the day down, don't we? This is what we're doing at this time, and that was not on it. There's no reason for us to know that, but oh man, we've learned so much just from doing this show though.
His phone number now, so
nice.
Way close. Like I could just text him the day before and be like, can we do this and this? There's at least
explain why later, but we had so many trainees with us, so many helping hands, so many people that became our crew essentially. Just shout out very quickly Megan, who took on the camera role for the in-ring photos of Mark Andrews, also rocked throughout the show. But we also had Vicky, Andros, Christian and Ryan, who all just solid ring crew. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. All good.
That's all you get. Everybody else got a whole spiel.
Nah, you
thank you.
You were there to do a job. You did the job really, really well. And cheers. Thank you so much. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. 6 weeks prior, we've finished our other show. We've now got to promote the biggest show we've ever done.
Which it also lands that before we'd even gotten to Crustaceous, which was the last show you're talking about.
Yep.
We had already announced that we were going to the drill shed in April, so there was a bit of crossover there where we were sort of promoting 2 shows at the same time. And sort of worried about is selling the bigger one while the littler one is also going to take a hit for tickets and how that's going to work for us.
That was stressful. I guess I'd forgotten about that because actually that means I haven't been stressing for 6 weeks. I've been stressing for 10 weeks. Yeah, it worked out, right?
Yeah, it was fine.
Crustaceous didn't take a hit.
No.
We had a really good show. We had obviously Michael Oka on, super mega star. Obviously a draw. Great show. But we always do this. We always worry, and then I guess that's why it ends up being successful. But we worry so much that actually we didn't need to.
Yeah.
But maybe it's the worrying that is the reason.
Similarly, with obviously now Martina was on the show. But there was a point in promoting the show, and obviously we'll talk about the other bits of promoting, but there was a point where we didn't feel like tickets were necessarily where we were hoping they would be, and then we found out how many tickets Drill Shed had sold, and it was only that much. And so Emily's suggestion was maybe we should just announce Martina to try to get a ticket spike, but I really wanted us to back ourselves.
Yeah.
Not that Emily also did it. That was her idea to sell more tickets.
Well, yeah, we were all panicking. What do we do?
I really wanted us to back ourselves for that. The surprise would be more worth the ticket sales spike.
And fair.
As a moment in the show, it would be cooler to have that reaction than the likes or the engagement.
Yeah.
A graphic with Martina would have on it.
And it worked out. That moment in the show was wicked. I was surprised. See, my expectation of Margate is they know nothing of wrestling, but actually the pop, whether it was just that core group of fans and then it just blared out into everyone else, but the reaction was so good. But even the reaction when Martina just turned up to the venue and the other workers and the trainees being like, oh my god, Session Moth's here, oh my god,
I didn't know she was going to be here. Just popped out.
So that was very sweet. And
it's verbatim as well. Someone actually said that for real, and I thought you can't be saying
you can't be that. That's just Karen. So obviously during this lead up you went on holiday, right?
Yeah.
So your little window was even smaller to get all your bits done.
What did we... So, had the poster in the can super ahead of time.
Hell yeah.
Had my Andrews announced and a graphic made based on the poster already in the can. Fine.
Yep.
We already had an idea of the matches we wanted to do, so I'd already made the graphics for the show as well. It was more just all of the Rumble entrants I hadn't touched. And we filmed the Cookie Man video on the show.
Crustaceous Day, yeah.
So, I had that footage as well, had built that. And then one of those couple of days in the week before I left was when we kind of like became content creators for a day and made like 10 videos.
The videos were so much fun to do. I put the day aside for it. We want to do loads of videos. I'm sure everyone saw them. How could you forget them? They were so good. It took us an hour to film them, right?
Yeah, that is actually. Yeah, I didn't realize, but then you were saying the other day about like how much you paid.
I put an hour on my car and we were back 50 minutes. I was like, we still got 10 minutes to go.
So I don't think long term it's a thing we will do every show, or that we should.
I'll keep that up. I don't have any more ideas.
Visibility, because I don't remember there ever really being like video goes out, couple of tickets go. It was like video goes out.
Right, yeah, so it actually didn't like translate to ticket sales.
Like everybody clearly enjoyed the videos.
Yeah.
It was on Instagram. It was like they enjoyed the comedy and did find the funny video funny, but it didn't seem to be enough to push anyone over the edge to be like, that was so funny. I'm going to get my whole family a ticket.
Yeah. Sold. We were saying, because we had like 6 video ideas, didn't we? And then just on the walk home, we're like, wouldn't this be funny? I'm like, wait a minute, yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah, it was annoying how much that, like, we had said in person, this is the lowest effort, but you just know that this will be the one that...
So that's the clock tower one. We were ready to go, but we still had time on the car, and we just, like, this idea just came out of nothing. And you knew it. You said this is going to be the most popular one, and it bloody was, wasn't it? So stupid.
It's not clever in any way. Like all the other ones, at least have like a bit of a pun.
Yeah.
Or, like, there's a bit of charm to them. Whereas that one's just so crap.
So blatant, like
it's so beggy. What does that sound like? Please buy tickets to the show. Suppose that's why it's funny.
Yeah. So we had those go out, but Adam also made his badass little video ad, I guess.
Yeah, don't know what else to call it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you saw it, right? Because I mean, he put it on everything.
There was one day where I saw it probably, I can't count, but like, I can count, but I can't count the amount of times. I can't remember how many times I saw it, but every single time I logged on to something, it was right there. And it was all different versions of.
So it was like in the best way, super intrusive and always different. So that you felt, you felt like you'd seen it before, but it was different. It was different somehow.
It had like drone footage of like Arlington House and the drill shed interspliced with moves, which is that was one of them. Another one was just Arlington House and it just said come or something like that on it. Like he was saying he made like 25 versions of that, right? I like to think that probably translated to some sales.
I think that definitely moved the needle a lot for us, which was really, really helpful. But it was interesting, now like Adam is super in on this, like the Facebook meta and all of this like jargon. I don't understand all of this stuff, like collecting the data, utilizing it to then like target an audience that we're trying to build, yada yada yada. All of this like marketing stuff that's like so like down a rabbit hole that the average person does not understand.
Not at all.
But I think we've got some good information.
Hell yeah!
So hopefully September 5th will be just as packed. It's kind of the good problem I was saying last pod, that like if we sell 300 plus tickets and everybody has such a great time, they're like, we have to come to the next one.
Yeah.
When we go back to St. John's and we only have space for 200, we move into this arena now where it's like we can't fit you. Like we have to turn people away. Like it becomes a hot ticket that it sort of. I don't think it'll ever get to this level, but like when Progress used to put tickets on sale and they'd be like 5
they'd
minutes
be gone.
on,
yeah,
because everybody wants to go.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll get to that point. I imagine it will dribble up. But just to know that like some people some people that we know, right, came to the show, but then they were like, oh yeah, my brother brought 15 other people that we didn't know about, and they all had a great time, and they all want to come to the next one. It might all just be swept up in the emotion and the excitement of the day that everyone's saying they want to come.
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
But if that is true, then like the conversion of we just made so many new fans is such a good problem that we're about to have.
I don't know anyone that walked away from that show being like, wrestling sucks. Like wrestling is like, people are so in love with it again. I'm concerned about St. John's and fitting everyone in now, because there's no way we're not.
We should do doors for an hour as well,
Have to do doors for an hour, yeah. Jesus, someone's got to cut their matches down.
Someone.
Yeah. We did a few, or at least you did a few, like magazines and things like that, interviews and online stuff.
So there was a bit of like collaborative thing. Also, like community ad has come to the last 2 shows, not Drill Show, come to the last 2 shows on like a press pass. What is that? With the notion that they would pay it back by putting us in their little subscription booklet.
Right.
They do. I haven't seen it. I don't have a subscription. If any Lost Bossy fans that listen to or watch the pod, if you are a community ad subscriber, would you mind either bringing us a copy, sending us a copy of the community ad that we were in, or just take a picture of it and show us? That would be cool. But it was like a 2-page spread.
2-page spread.
Full proper interview with me, just about drill shit coming up, and that was really cool. And then same with Strange Tourists. Like, I don't know if they have like a physical copy of what they do, but they do like online interview with me.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting, because Zita, who interviewed me, like, she's from Australia, and I was telling her about, like, I've just come back from Vietnam because I just want to go see my parents because it's too far to go back to New Zealand. And she was like, I understand, I'm from Australia. My dad lives in Thailand. So there was like that whole thing, and then we were talking about the actual show, and she was really respectful in the fact that, like, she doesn't know anything about wrestling, so she kept being like, so who's in the sink or swim?
Yeah.
So it's not called, so first of all, it's not called that, but like, we obviously gave her and her partner tickets to come to the show. And
had they been before?
No, never. But she was saying, like, as we were talking, she was saying, like, I'm interested in this because I understand it from like she had a drama background,
right?
So she sort of understood the like performance aspect, and like, but like has never seen or watched wrestling, so didn't understand why it was popular or what it is. But then I think she sent us an email on Monday being like, thank you so much for letting us come. That was an incredible experience. We'd love to come again, sort of thing. So, like, just another one of those conversions where someone who didn't understand it, but like came with an open mind and has seen it now and was like, okay, this is amazing. So
I feel like that's what our audience is based on, is just those little collabs or whatever, like with everyone. And then they've just gone, okay, no, this rocks. And then they just come to every show, don't they?
I mean, without patting ourselves too much on the back, I do think our show, we just get the balance right in terms of, like, it's a fun day out, whether you're mum, dad, and kids, or whether you're, like, just the lads getting the drinks in.
Yeah.
And then the actual wrestling content is, like, you've got your actually really, really good, high-quality Alex Aces versus Michael Oku, Jordon Breaks versus Mandrews, like, levels of, like, 5-star match. Then you've also got the silliness of, like, Jordan Saeed is just coming in and out the Rumble, and then you can follow the journeys of all the trainees, of like the Bens, the Pulleys, the Besties, etc. Someone
was saying that, I guess there's a bit of feedback for Ben actually, but some of the punters were saying how much they've loved watching Ben grow. Obviously, they said that he's quite reserved almost at St. John's, but the way he was at the drill shed, he was a proper star, and they were saying how much they loved the farmer thing, and so... You're a farmer, Ben. Know it.
For life.
For life.
Yeah, I guess that was just like, this is such a deviation from what we're actually talking about, but you know, like, Ben being the farmer and Pulley Adams being the rock star was like really highlighted on Saturday in terms of like being and portraying character.
Yeah.
And like I think I've said this about myself a lot. So, you know, like, I don't really have a character. I'm just like, I'm just personality more than
right.
Like, I'm not a thing.
Lucky.
in the same way that like Ben is the farmer and Pulley is the guy who's in a band.
But their character, their thing, I don't want to say gimmick, but their gimmick, like, transcended them, like, this weekend, right? Like, not anyone, you can go up there with a guitar and shred to Queen and...
I smoke on the water, though, so...
Oh, yeah. I couldn't go out there with a wheelbarrow and, you know, throw potatoes around. Like, it was because of their characters, they got those things. We couldn't do that with just anyone.
Yeah, you can't just manufacture a thing because, and I can't really give an example of a thing that doesn't work because it doesn't exist. But like, I guess it's just advice for our trainees who are already on our shows. What is your thing?
Yeah.
What is your thing? And then for people who like trainees who aren't on our shows, who are still training at the school, like, be thinking about not everybody has to be like WWE in the 80s or 90s when everyone had like
it's the plumber
was a job, it's the chef, whatever. So it doesn't have to be that, but that is a good.
They were so heavily highlighted because of their thing this time. I mean, obviously their hard work and everything all has something to do with it, but it was just easy for us to riff off of their thing, wasn't it?
And then the only other magazine that, like, I mean, it's a magazine, a new local magazine called Snarl magazine. I think they print it themselves, they just send it around like the local shops and stuff. So like it's in Santa Carla, it's in Skate Farm, it's in Low Life, it's in other places and stuff that you can just like pick it up and help yourself. But it was just way more like, it wasn't an interview or anything. She was just like, oh, can you just tell me why people should come to the show? And I was like, bah! And then typed down a thing, sent her some pics, and then she just slapped us up a double page in her little magazine, which is very nice. It's like poster one side, and then literally my little synopsis of why the show is cool on that. So
thank you, Snarl.
yeah, a lot of good little like community press.
Yeah.
It was just helping, like whether or not it sold tickets immediately was enough for people to be like, oh, that's a thing that other people seem to think is cool. Maybe I should give it a go.
Maybe, yeah. There was a moment where we were worried about ticket sales. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
We've done this before, but it's just a way to try and get more of the community involved. Is we messaged quite a few businesses, didn't we, with just group discounts, for example.
Yeah, like in the past, I think we've gone to, like we've actually like physically popped into shops
yeah.
and stuff and been like, hey, we're running a show like just around the corner. Here's 2 tickets if you guys want to come.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work. Almost never works.
I mean, this time it absolutely just didn't work.
It honestly couldn't have worked any worse.
Yes. I mean, it only took... Yeah, it's just sitting on the sofa, emailing, messaging a few companies. I think we invited about 50 people,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. There was like the Instagram DMs were just so full of contacts we never messaged, sort of thing.
Yeah, no one wanted a good time.
No bites, no replies.
I think
If you are a business and you want to do anything with us, mind you, like if you're like a glazier, or you are a landscaper or something, or you just have your own little business and you want to do something with Colossus, please let us know, because we'll happily collab. Or you want to sponsor a show, we'll shout you out all day long. So that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. Just while I'm thinking about businesses and collaborations, that's just a thing it's just where my mind went. But yeah, we messaged so many of like the local, you name any.
Let's out everyone.
You name literally any business in Margate that has Instagram, we messaged them being like, hey, look, we've just done this post, being like, we're looking. So the post as well, we took inspiration from North Wrestling, who do this, and I think they actually do it to like quite a high success. But it was like, if you are a parent of a kid who is a part of like any sort of like team sport, or like does an after school thing like karate, football, rugby, netball, like it doesn't have to be sport specific, but just anything where like kids do stuff in a group and they're looking for like a weekend group outing or something, bring them to our show. We'll give you like a big fat discount so like everybody can come and it'll be nice. And then we try to evolve that into like more of like an adult thing, so like we're sending it to like run clubs, gyms, all very normal other businesses, being like, hey, like you guys want to come to our show, we'll give you a big fat discount. Ghosted, like nobody cared. It was sad. It was I mean, like, because I would way rather loads of people come for cheap than not come at all. But nobody wanted to come, and we sold loads of tickets full price instead. So great.
Yeah, go us.
That
pretty much wraps up the promotional side of things. There's a lot of going on there, and don't get us wrong, like we are knackered from doing all that.
I guess the only thing that's worth shouting, obviously I do most of like the digital stuff, but like in terms of physical, like you said, I was on holiday. You put a team together and like properly beat the pavement. Like,
I guess unsung heroes. Yeah, we should shout out Harry Williams, and Harry Williams' mum and dad, who surprised us with their help, just doing a bit of flyering around town. Emily and Garcia paying his dues out as well, and I think we flyered. Did we have 1,000 flyers?
I think so.
We have 1,000 flyers, door to door. Pretty much every single one of them was gone. We did the laminated posters.
Yeah, like, Jordan and the poster team had a big shift with the lamination station,
which I think is the way to go going forward, because they're still up. I feel like I should go take them down. I'll do that after this. But like they're all still up on every lamppost. They're everywhere. They're really beautiful, like, and big and colourful, and because it's laminated, you can see it really clearly. I think that might be the way to go. Whereas all of the A3s that were put up
by the poster team,
it rained the day after, and they're all like, poster team went around starting gluing them back up, but they look messy. Like I wonder if
they're still really visible. Like there's so many that I have seen around Margate.
Little Alfie goes to college in Margate, and he says his
kid.
his His Margate to Westwood walk to the training school, he said I counted all the posters and there were 24 on his walk just from there to there.
That is pretty good subliminal.
Yeah.
That's the other thing as well, right? So normally this one we tried also making like a more classic wrestling poster.
It's the classic double poster technique.
Yeah. So like we haven't done that before, and I think like it has been said to us that like we've obviously cultivated our fan base and our like the following based off of like the cool arty posters that we do, but like maybe we need to touch on the more classic wrestling fans that maybe don't know about us, and then by just doing a more standard like pyramid shape poster that might catch their eye as opposed to the arty one where you have to do a bit of looking.
You have to actually go over and look at it, whereas the other one from here to there you can see exactly what it is and which is a frustration because the other ones are so cool and we pay good money for it. We get local artists to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's a frustration because we want those to be the things that sell. But actually it just so happens that the other one is just so much more catching, I guess. Which is crazy because you put that together.
Yeah, I made it for £0. It's so easy to do.
That kind of takes us to 4th of July weekend.
It's kind of a bit of like an immediate deviation from we don't do any promotion other than accepting the collabs when Sam sends it for road promotion stuff.
Yeah.
Other than like we don't actively do the postering or any of the advertising for it. Like that's fully Sam, and we are just in charge of putting the stupid matches together.
Right, so Punk Pizza Pile Driver, the 1-year anniversary. Fun matches.
Yeah.
I had a 4-way 1-count match. 1 count for the 1-year anniversary. Super fun to do. So super fun to put together.
I just don't understand why SJ Randall and Buck were just so adamant in wrestling in like the dust.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, me and Polly Adams stuck to those mats like glue, and they just enjoyed themselves too much as well. They were like that match should have been punchy, and they were just out there having too much fun. I was like, boys, I think at one point you can hear me saying like, will you guys stop taking the piss and get back here? We've got spots to run. I was fuming, man, and they were just just enjoying themselves way too much. I think she was like, yeah, sure, no problem, and then started doing like cannonballs and stuff, which is fine, but the pro in the business wants to get on with it. It's cadence, boys. You missed it. Anyway, super fun.
Straight into the birthday party match.
And
making his, PPP debut, Colossus debut.
Yes, Seaside debut. Yeah, he rocked, right? The Croydon Cowboy.
One of 3. Yeah.
One of 3. He's the Croydon Cowboy, though. Yeah.
I wouldn't have picked him as someone who's from Croydon.
Do you think he actually is?
No.
I know he isn't.
Yeah.
Why are you faking it, bro? What's going on? Like, talk to us.
You don't do anything pretend in wrestling, so that's wrong. That's wrong of you to have done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not really worth going into any of these matches. It was fun. And then main event, I do feel bad about this because it seems obvious now, but I just had no expectations for a match that includes a full paddling pool, mind you. Crazy how long it takes to fill a paddling pool.
Yeah.
The time it takes to have the volume of water to fill a paddling pool is longer than half an hour, some might say.
It's a new reason for Brit Ref running late, you know? Never has a match gone on late because of a paddling pool.
So I don't know what we ended up calling this match, but basically we just had a water fight match. Me and Mambo against Blood and Glitter, and Chris Oak against Eccentric, and it was disgusting.
It was so messy. Because I thought the paddling pool would just be the finish and then go home. But no, that paddling pool was used throughout, and that paddling pool water was black. Like, obviously it's dusty, it's dirty, we're in a garden. The first time, I think you went in it first, right? And that water just instantly just turned black because you've been rolling around in the mud.
So funny.
It was gross, and then that water was going everywhere. The mats were soaked, ruined, just chaotic, and such a dangerous match, dude. The night before the biggest show we've ever done on the seaside, and you guys are pissing about on wet mats.
So funny. When we put it online, go and watch. Actually, this is probably a good time to mention, if you haven't seen by the time, this is probably on that channel right now, but if you haven't already, please go to youtube.com/@Pro Wrestling Colossus and subscribe to our new YouTube channel dedicated to Colossus. I've given up the reins. The stuff doesn't have to be on my channel anymore. We're making a dedicated channel, so
we're going big time.
Yeah, please subscribe to the Lossy YouTube and make sure to sign up to our Patreon whenever we set that up. I love just talking about that because it never happens.
Yeah, we've been talking about that since day one, haven't we?
Yes. So PPP 1 year anniversary, great time. Looking forward to the Halloween one. I think that will be in Hop. I don't know for sure.
Probably. It's gonna be cold. Yeah. Maybe you can get in the sea this time. So, PPP's done.
PPP is done.
Brings us to show day, 4th of July. We should probably mention we had Mark Andrews. We mentioned it on the poddy last time. We've been talking about it for 6 weeks. Mark Bloody Andrews came down, returns to the seaside after his debut at Winter Gardens. Yeah.
Almost 20 years.
2006, he said.
Shit.
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Debuted in a...
20 years ago, as they say.
He debuted in a Rumble that Zack Sabre Jr. was also in. Just wild. What is Brit Rest?
Hold up.
Was it Hammerlock? Yeah.
Because I think I've seen Mark's post where with all of his pictures, because he like went and got pictures in front of the guns to sort of like commemorate that thing. And there are people who responded in the comments being like, I was also on that, like, you know, the other people being like, I was from Hamlocks too, and I was on that.
No way. That's cool. Yeah, it's cool that Mark got to go and see. I mean, the venue is just boarded up now, overgrown, abandoned. It's just like ending. But it's cool that he got to go and see it, and full circle kind of moment. It's cool that we got to facilitate that as well. But ultimately, he was down firstly to do a seminar. Well, no, firstly to wrestle Jordon Breaks, but secondly, I guess, to do a seminar.
Yeah, massive turnout, but the biggest attendance we've had for a seminar so far.
Yeah, it was insane.
Really, really good. And I don't know if it was incentivized by the opportunity to be on the show, which is fine. Like that, I feel like that should be the, you know, if you're a budding professional wrestler, you should be chasing those opportunities.
100%.
So, but equally, it's Mark Andrews as well who runs Attack Pro Wrestling. So, an opportunity to get in front of him to, you know, show your stuff is a potential in for, you know, Attack booking. To get like the Mark Andrews podcast at the end of the session, which is a Q&A, you know, as a Q&A.
Yeah.
Picking his brain of like, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? So
surreal we had Mark Andrews, man.
Yeah,
he was very complimentary of us as well. It seems. I mean, he laid the foundation, right? But he was.
Well, I mean, because like Mark Andrews and like Pete Dunne, Eddie Dennis, Flash Morgan Webster, Wild Boar, all those guys are kind of like Brit Rest OGs. Started Attack Pro Wrestling. There's probably names I missed out, but like, I don't know everybody. But you know, they are literally the pioneers. They sort of started. They wrote the blueprint on how to create wrestling in your area and how to build like community in wrestling. And I feel that we've taken a lot of inspiration from a lot of things that they have done a lot of times and applied it to Colossus. Yeah. And 10 times out of 10, it always blossoms. It always yields results.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was like, again, it was surreal to have him here, and then for him to say to us that like what we've got here is so great, and it really has the potential to be a pillar, one of the pillars of modern wrestling. So
what a compliment.
Yeah, for him to have said that is crazy work, because it's really just like, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, innit? Yeah. That's all we did it for.
Just to kind of like get that validation from someone like him. Yeah. After the fact, to have been like, you know, you guys have really built something amazing here. And like we know we have, but we're so fine to sort of like keep it tucked away, and it's just like our thing, because Margate is so like on the edge. Like, we're not in the middle of nowhere. We're out on the edge of Like, it's just so inconvenient for wrestling fans or wrestlers to come be a part of our show, or for us to have them be a part of our show, because it's like,
it genuinely is so far out of the way. It's such an inconvenience. There's one road into town, but for people to be messaging us saying they want to be on the card, they want to be on the show, and people we wouldn't expect, and for Mark Andrews to travel literally the width of the country to get here, like, it's cool. It's cool that we could be considered a pillar. That's very, very cool.
Like what we do with that information and how we sort of evolve or continue to evolve, because it's tough, especially where like, I don't know if it's something I'm talking about now, but like the sort of influence of Colossus was never, we want to grow this so we can like compete's the wrong word, but we never want to compete with like Progress or Rev Pro, or like we want to take Colossus to London. Yeah, we want to go to the big smoke and like show them what Colossus, like, I'd never considered it. That's never ever been our thing. And then the whole like branding of what we do is like from Margate Seaside Wrestling, so like it just doesn't make sense to take it on the road. Sorry, Raj, you got to come here. Like, our thing is our thing, but like it's the same sort of, I don't even know if this is a good problem to have, but like, as the promotion keeps sort of evolving and mutating, it becomes less and less of what it was initially, where it was like we're only ever going to do a one-off show for the purpose of the trainees
Right.
to wrestle some good wrestlers and be like, okay, now you know that, we'll leave you to it.
Yeah.
And it obviously like went so well, it just keeps chugging along. And then now we're at a point less than 2 years where we're filling out the drill shed with 300 plus.
That was our 13th show, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy.
So, unlucky for some.
Well, not for us.
So, like, where that, like, the trajectory of that, like, where that kind of moves us into is, like, we are becoming less and less of a glorified trainee show and more of just, like, a competitive spot.
Yeah, 100%.
Wrestling show. So then that makes it hard where, like, we are going to have to get harder on the trainees in terms of, like, we can't just coddle you. Not everybody's going to get to be on every show, and then that makes it more difficult for the trainees that we've got coming up because the goalposts have just moved again.
Yeah.
Because if the baseline is even more difficult for the trainees that are already at a level that they're minimally competent enough to be considered to be on the show, where does that fit, like, debutantes?
Yeah, that's difficult. I suppose just to echo that point is that we, like, it is growing, it is getting bigger, and there was a point where trainees were just kind of expected to be on the show. You have to be improving, you have to be getting better, you have to be putting in the work, you have to be getting. I mean, this time we asked everyone to get new gear, like, treat the drill shed like your WrestleMania, get new gear, get a tan, train for 6 weeks if you weren't training before, like, make that effort. And it will be noticed to everyone that did. Thank you. We'll talk about that more in a second, I guess. But you can't just expect to be on the card anymore. I feel like it is evolving too much. That you said it perfectly a second ago. I can't remember what you said, but the spots have to be fought for now, essentially, because it is just growing. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I said. Yeah, like I don't want it to get to a point where we cut all the trainees and we're just getting in the young guns, CP, like, to become a clone of, like, a Progress or Rev Pro Light. We're just getting in all of the big names and we're just spending more money than we should because we've evolved.
The model works.
Yeah,
the model does work.
Like, we've seen, like, all of the. I mean, obviously they have also done the work, being the people that they are. But, like, all of the characters we have created, like, all the homegrown products are popular. It, like, the crowd wants to see them, but it's just, like, that's not enough anymore.
No, entirely. Look, that's what you said. It's not everyone has to be on every show, and that is
tough. But,
that is tough, but previously we've been, how do we get this person on? How do we get this person on? And that's probably not how it's going to be now.
Yeah, in the same way.
The model has to change slightly.
Yeah, in the same way that the promotion is mutating, like, the way we produce the promotion has to now mutate as well.
Yeah. Super appreciate everyone getting new gear. Super appreciate all the effort everyone put in. Leading up to the drill shed, I said to all the trainees, if you join the gym, I will write you a training plan. And the amount of people that did join the gym and got their training plan and stuck to it is wicked.
Really, really heartwarming. Sounds a bit, like, soft.
It's nice to know that they had to be almost led to water, but it's nice to know they will still drink.
Yeah, I would rather it be like that than they be like, no,
yeah,
rather than be like, choose.
Some people didn't care, but, like, again, it's noticed the trainees that Chris Oak bought gear, Chris Oak got a plan, Chris Oak put in the effort, and actually Chris Oak rocked on the day.
Yeah, I think without going too much, again, my thing is not a Chris Oak thing, but, like, without going too much into it as a thing.
Specifics.
Yeah, like, there is definitely a problem where I think the trainees often take what we say too literally, where they think if you say go to the gym and get new gear, those are the only two things they can do.
Yeah.
There are so many other facets of, like, can you film a promo and promote the show? Can you, like, constantly be going to training? Can you be, like, working on specific things that are relevant to, like, you?
Yeah.
Where, like, but I can't message each person individually and be like, here is your list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna message the next person. Here is your list. It's different from this.
There's only so much we can. There's so much leading we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to dictate themselves.
Ultimately, I'm really happy with all of the work that the people who did put in the work. I'm really happy that they did, and the results that came from it. And then the other ones, like, not even, like, disappointed, just kind of like.
Yeah, you can't be disappointed because the ones that didn't, just, we kind of knew they wouldn't.
Yeah, they will never.
That's not to say some effort was, like, I don't know. It's a tough one because there's so many reasons, excuses for these things not to happen. I also am completely aware that 6 weeks is not enough time for like get big and buff and juicy. Like, but at least it's a start. Like, at least now that's in your routine, stick with it, and you will be respected so much more. And then
it just kind of it's in that realm again where like a lot of them are probably not going to pursue wrestling to the same level as me, where it's their like full-time job,
which is fine.
Yeah, you know, it's just their little hobby. So because they only approach it with that mindset, it doesn't lead them to think that they need to make that extra effort to like bring like to go to the gym, have clean or new gear, introduce a new layer to their because they can just turn up as and when they get booked and just do it because they're just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
But like, I think the responsibility, I think now that they've all been a part of the Drill Shed show, hopefully something has clicked where like, it's such a massive production that you will stand out more for the wrong reasons if you just look plain or if you look bad.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone that made the effort.
Yeah.
That should be the takeaway because it was our biggest show. We made the effort. We wanted you to reciprocate, and majority did. So hugely appreciated. And Billy Adams with his tan.
He looked good though.
He looked great. He looked great. He's been on a diet plan. He's been on a workout plan, and he tanned. And so it's just those little things. We didn't tell anyone to go get a tan. Wait, we did. If you literally said on the last potty, if you can't tone it, tan it. I guess he decided he couldn't.
He must have been on a crazy diet.
He's lost a ton of weight, yeah.
Trying to tone it. He did both.
Yeah.
He toned it and he tanned it.
And that is the thinking outside the box. It wasn't just get new gear. It was do something to stand out, make an effort. So, thank you so much. Kind of takes us to the show. Again, we mentioned earlier we were blessed with so much crew.
Yeah, we had such an abundance of crew because we had such an abundance of trainees.
They were all at the seminar, yeah.
Seminar. So there was so many people who were like keen to pitch in that weren't, that you know, like were so content with not being selected that they weren't awkward about the fact that like there was a spot for the Rumble and that they hadn't heard, so they just assumed it wasn't them. But then there were others that were like,
so yeah, so I'm on the Rumble, right? Like there's Rumble spots. Sorry, it's not you. Okay, see you later then.
I've got a thing.
There's that train to catch, you know. Which again, I guess is fine. Like there was no expectation for anyone to hang around. But for those that did, the Vicky Andros and gang, like they rocked. They genuinely rocked on crew. Everything we asked them to do.
Got to get more responsibilities.
100%. There was a lot of extra things to do, so we introduced streamers to show. Well, I say introduced. We've always had streamers, but we've never quite educated the fans how to properly use a streamer.
And even with the little written card that we gave in front row, it wasn't enough.
The entirety of the front row had an explanation of what we wanted with the streamers, and it kind of
they tried their best.
They tried their best.
No, if it's a case of, because there's like different types of streamers you can get, where like there's the classic little thin ones that I suppose most people will get. Those are the ones we got. And then there are the fatter, chunky ones that like PWG and Ring of Honor would always use, where like they're ginormous, like the girth and the thickness of the streamer. I don't know if that aids for like as a projectile better travels as a streamer as opposed to these like little ones that kind of just like fly as a wad and don't really unfurl in the same way. You get that same effect of like the person littered in streamers,
right?
Just a bunch of like crepe paper wads like lobbed at you instead, which is fine. But like we don't have the budget at all to invest in big fat streamers.
Yeah, again, mine were a teamy job.
Yeah. So what we've got and what we're working with is what we're going to have for the future. And I think going for like we've already tried to this year introduce that the main event gets main event
in rings, yeah.
So we've done that step, and now we're moving into as the person gets introduced, you know, for the Jordon Breaks, then you do your little pose, and then we send the streamers. Like we need people to start working on. You got to aim beyond the person so that not only does it unfurl, it like falls across you.
Yeah, you got to unfurl it first as well.
Yeah, that too. So maybe that's a crew job. Can you please unpick the bit of glue?
It will get to a point where people understand. Like they just need educating, and they just need to. Yeah. If they haven't seen it, isn't it?
I got to give the crowd grace because, like, when Buck won the Rumble, spoilers, I also just grabbed a streamer from merch and I biffed it, and mine was too.
Okay.
So like I'm aware that it's there must be a technique.
It was difficult, yeah.
There must be a technique. I don't know it. Comment below if you know the technique. But I'm interested to continue that trend and to see if we can keep growing it so we can eventually get that clip when the main event is just like covered.
Yeah, because that's always been a bucket list sort of moment of mine. It was unsatisfactory. Yeah, we'll have to come back again. Mark Andrews next year. Merch.
Historically, has not been a successful venture for Colossus or any wrestler as a part of our show.
No, I never sell t-shirts.
It's just not in the culture that, in the same way that is probably everywhere else in the country, everywhere else in the world.
Ooh, the show's done. People just go. Yeah. And like beer sells. People want beer. They don't want your t-shirt.
Like I think from memory, the Bryant brothers and David are probably the only people who have ever sold.
We're going back though. Like, when were the Bryant brothers here? Yeah.
Last Rumble?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't, yeah.
So it's been a year and we've sold. Nobody has sold anything.
Wild.
So, and I just don't know how to manipulate that. I don't know how to tell people, like, if you've enjoyed it that much, do you want to go and support your faves?
Yeah.
While they're over there and they're selling their wares, please go and buy some things.
With St. John's, like it's very difficult to create a space for that to happen in. Whereas obviously there's a full location for selling merch here, and we had people specifically on the shop because we didn't have the hot dogs, we didn't have the pizzas, we didn't have the beers this time because we had a whole bar. It's kind of difficult.
So, like, for what little portions of time I did get to like observe what was going on, like there was at least like a queue for the bar and a queue for like people were queuing to buy the merch.
The girls didn't stop. They didn't stop. Like they were busy from start to finish. Grace had some friends that came, Sensei Jeff, and they were like ripping up the raffle tickets for us because the girls were just so busy. Yeah, innit?
Well, like, we sold out of t-shirts. I will probably put the t-shirts back online.
Please
soon.
do. Yeah.
Because I think like a handful of people missed out on getting one because I under-ordered the sort of like surplus to sell under the expectation that we would have some for September because of lived experience, there was no reason to think it would be that popular, but then it turns out loads of people bought everything.
So the black ones we ordered, black t-shirts we ordered, we will have them regardless, right? Whereas the pink and the blue are pre-order specific.
Yeah, the blue and the pink are an online job.
So if you have ordered pink or blue, they are specifically for you. You cannot get them any other way other than that pre-order.
Yes.
And
then there was the other stuff on merch as well that we had, I got flags, we got foam fingers that I had like custom
Lossy stencil.
I'd done the Lossy stencil as well, which again, another influence from Attack where I had messaged Mark and been like, heard you did foam fingers. How did you get the logo on?
Yeah.
Because I did it myself. I just got a custom stencil.
DIY Pro Wrestling.
I'll do that as well then. Job done. And then we've got all the other things that like the sort of like tat that exists in terms, that we've got the key, we've got the lanyards, the magnets.
Beer koozie.
We've only got the one.
Have we?
Well, I didn't get a bunch. It's still only that one demo.
Looks like everyone's going to miss out.
September 5th, I guess.
By the one.
I'll get some.
Raffle.
Maybe. Yeah. Comment below if you want a Lossy beer koozie. Yeah, cool. That is all of my thoughts on merch, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. And outside of, I don't think there's any other setup things that we need to bring up. I think that takes us to the card. Obviously, we had the card prepared a long time before. We knew exactly what we wanted to do for the big one, right? Opening the show.
Well, I guess, I also wanted to keep it sort of succinct, so we only did 3 matches.
3 matches and a rumble. I know it's the big one. We only have a certain amount of time, so we kind of wanted to dedicate enough time to respect all of the matches. So it had to be 3. We couldn't put on loads and loads of matches.
And then also, it's our first time at the drill shed, so you want to leave a good impression. We don't want to be there. What happened was we ended up being late for the sort of the impetus was to do we'll do 3 matches and a rumble because that will be the best way that we can spotlight everybody that we want to.
Yep.
And then also be in and out and give everybody a great show, and we can leave in good time and get brownie points from drill shed and then come back and have another good one in the future. So, but yeah, whatever, this is unrelated to the show, but it was disappointing to hear the sort of rumbles from particular people that, people that are moaning that they were only in the rumble, where I just think the sort of like wildly ungrateful,
Super self-entitled.
yeah, to just like I don't know, like without being like too big on it, but obviously I want to put this in the podcast because it really did.
I heard it a lot. Yeah.
It did grind me a lot, but it just seemed. I just think like who do you think you are that you're like entitled to a match where like what is your character, like you're so respectfully like irrelevant to the wider scheme of what we've been doing. Could you not just hold that internally and not say it in front of people who are clearly going to just tell us, and then like not just be grateful for the fact that you are a cog in the wheel of the biggest show, the best show Margate's ever been a part of?
It's 100% the biggest show Margate's ever had. AI told me.
Google it.
Google it. You'll find out.
So it's like disappointing to hear that sort of thing where like maybe you don't even deserve to be part of the Rumble if you're gonna like be talking like that.
Yeah, it's shitty. Like, not everyone has to be booked every time. Just be grateful. I'm not asking people to be grateful because we're the best thing ever, but like, just appreciate being a part of the thing.
Yeah, like I don't
enjoy the journey.
Yeah, I don't need you to pull me aside and like thank me or anything. Like that is appreciated, but I'm not asking anybody to like dedicate any portion of time to me to be like, thank you so much, but that is like the minimum of like being a part of the show. You should just show some amount of gratitude to like that. Like if you're not in the Rumble, you're not a part of this thing. You're not part of this moment. You don't get any of that. So then to hear that people would be like, I'm only in the Rumble, like that's not fair. Like that's not fair on us. But yeah, it was just. It kind of takes a bit of shine off of the effort that we've made to like create this space where everybody's included and everybody gets to have a moment to shine in front of that bigger crowd. Where like none of
you will never work in front of that crowd again.
Yeah,
oh, sorry, you probably will again, but you'd certainly never have again like before, right?
Yeah, like you could never create this thing for yourself, and we've given you this platform to be a part of it, and you still have to find a reason why it's not good enough is just really grating.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, so but I mean it didn't take any of the shine off of the 3 matches that we did.
No, because ultimately we opened up with Buck Shine Machine
in the Pit of Darkness.
In the Pit of Darkness, very unfortunate learning curves there because you basically came out, there was no lights on, right?
Yeah, it was so in real life, like I don't think this will show up on the cameras. In real life, we come out and you can see everyone, but I'm also very aware that it's so dark, but still out there going like, yeah! And then send Buck and Mambo on their way, and then as I'm going down the ramp, I turn to the booth, and I'm like, guys, please, like, just trying to do any gesture that means like light. So I am trying to. I'm also in darkness, but I'm like, can we get lights, please? And then like 5 seconds later, all the lights. It's fine. But I also didn't realize that Hatch started the show announcing in darkness. Like he's welcome to the show, but it's time to, and it's just black.
No, I didn't know that.
So stuff like that is just things that we didn't get a chance to talk to lighting with to not have that. So it's sad that the first impression of the show is darkness. But again, it clearly didn't affect the moods or the attitudes of the crowd. They were ready to go.
Again, yeah, Buck's Machine. Buck joined the gym in the last 6 weeks. Buck got new gear. Buck is jacked now, baby. Buck put in that effort, right? We're very happy with Buck. And then you've got David Francisco and Chris Oak and the newly joined Alex Aces. Again, Chris Oak had a wardrobe change during that show. Like, the man put in the effort. I did too, but I didn't want to, And then Alex Aces working as a villain for the first time for Colossus. Wicked match.
Yeah, really cool. Again, I was just really happy with it. Like, the crowd were with us immediately.
Yeah.
I think I messaged you not long after, just ungodly levels of over, and I feel like I can say that humbly, because it was just, again, for the 150 that we get at St. John's, I am aware herd mentality is a thing,
yeah,
but to have over double of our normal attendance, and for them to just be so okay to cheer us, I mean, I feel like you can't not cheer us when we've got like the beach balls.
It's Mambo.
Like, it just gives the energy of like I want to party. And then to the flip, where like if you don't know who David Francisco is, or if you don't know Next Level, like if you don't have any context of the sort of backstory of what's going on, there's no real reason you should boo, because they haven't done anything to be like baddies. They've just come on the stage.
I can't remember who I was talking to, but somebody said, "Oh, I hated the ketchup guy." And I was just like, "Who's the ketchup guy? Like, why do they hate the ketchup guy, and who is it?" And I deduced that it was David Francisco's red jacket. So this is someone that's never seen wrestling before. Just instantly didn't like David Francisco because his ketchup style jacket. Doing his job, man.
That our crowd has invented the zero aura chant.
Yeah.
Where it's not even like David is like, I miss the aura or anything, for them to get the reciprocative, like, no, you've got zero aura. Like, they have just like harvested that out of nowhere and decided this man has zero aura. And again, this is what I'm saying about herd mentality, where like the room was like shaking because 300 plus were going zero aura. So, like, bad enough he's got that chant going for him, but now he's just the ketchup man because he's got a big long red jacket.
I'd like to think he just knows how to play the game.
Because that's all stuff that like he has not constructed any of that. Like, that's not part of his character.
If you're at the next show, please get Ketchup Man over.
Ketchup Man. But yeah, long so long. Match was really good. Again, we were chasing that 45-minute window that we were down by, so we were trying to shave stuff. It was like, just do all of the stuff we planned. Don't ad-lib anything. And hopefully, when the edit comes out and the comms go over top, you can't hear me screaming that, because that's what I was trying to pass on.
Oh, really?
Most of the match, I was like, just do the spots. Don't do anything else. Like,
it's frustrating as a promoter, isn't it? Because that was what was going through my mind as well. So we need to get going. It's the coolest match I'll ever have, and then I'm just like, go to the next thing, go. It is unfortunate, but it's just
nature of the
Mark Andrews obviously is promoter of Attack, and he had the same thing as well. He was like, because obviously I didn't get to talk to Mark properly until like your match happened.
Really?
But he's usually in the opposite. Like,
so he was ready to sort of like.
He's usually me in that scenario. He's usually the one that's like having to apologize to his opponent. Sorry, I'm here now. Like, I'm ready to go. And so he got it, and.
Because even when we came back, like Ben and Moser were both still like trying to rev themselves up, and I was like, guys, please, like, just whatever, like, only do the stunts. Don't do any filler at all. Please just do like exactly what you've planned. Don't
go to time.
Yeah, yeah. That match also quite spectacular.
Dude, I can't deny it was such a good match. It was so much fun to watch. Yeah, I think the boys smashed it.
I don't think, like, I guess we would have gotten like negative feedback from it if there was negative feedback, but just that the finish was like an actual like choke out.
I would love to have seen a big move as the finish.
Well, no, because my thing was like how like sort of like jarring that might have been for families or kids to just see.
Oh yeah, someone actually, yeah,
choking Ben to unconsciousness, like whether or not, like how desensitized these kids are these days with like what's on TikTok. And
someone was watching that thinking, how is he not just being strangled? Because he just was, because he was in it for 5 seconds.
So stuff like that, I would have like maybe liked to have had a conversation about it. Purely just that, you know, we are a family targeted show. Like, obviously, and we say this every time, you know, like we sell the ratio of like 200 adult tickets to 5 family tickets. But like, I just don't want
it. Still has to be inclusive.
I don't want kids to get like scarred because they just saw a man get the life choked out of him for real. Like it was an epic finish.
It was
when Moser wins and just throws him and just like stands on him like. He's like this animal, like, you know, like this gorilla that he's like killed in the book himself, sort of thing.
Yeah,
he looks like the pictures and the videos since he looks like the man. Like it's a great shot.
Mo is we should say he's so underrated.
Yeah,
he like so underrated to the point that he's not even a part of the conversation of wrestlers that are underrated, because he's just his facials, man. That man looks like he's in so much pain. All the time.
The only other thing I wish they hadn't done, and I don't know if this is Mo or Ben, throwing the potatoes.
Throwing the potatoes there was a lot of irresponsible, reckless things during that match that I feel like we tried to tackle beforehand that happened anyway. But the potatoes being thrown and the wheelbarrow going down the ramp was frustrating. It's just not worth the risk. Like, you guys can have a great match without doing those do the stupid things yourself. Don't do the stupid things around the people that are just there to watch you do the stupid things. Look, let's just entirely put the onus on Ben and leave it there. Ben, we will bury you. You're dead.
I guess because the only other thing specifically with the potatoes was someone had said that a kid almost got hit by like a rogue potato.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
So
yeah. Well, yeah, I figured that was the issue.
I would have preferred, rather than I can't even really remember when potatoes were getting thrown, but like if they were going to use the potatoes, just like hit each other with the potatoes. Don't throw them.
Because the spot I knew that they were doing was like Mo taking the sack of potatoes like a crossbody.
He did do that.
Okay, cool.
It did happen.
Yeah.
But I think then they opened the sack of potatoes, and then even Mo started fighting back and like throwing potatoes on him to like keep him away. But like then obviously like once Ben moves, the potato is still in the air. So
yeah. It's very irresponsible. Don't condone it at all.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of me that is like
So sick.
Yeah, the match was awesome, and I'm like grateful that they created an awesome match. But equally, you guys were very irresponsible, and it's pissed me off.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that again. So
I had a very responsible match, very professional match with Mark Andrews. Super fun.
the only thing that was really wrong with your match was that the mic didn't work. So Mark Andrews had to like
He felt it necessary to put me over afterwards, and then the mic didn't work, and so he like William Shakespeare'd it, and someone said, "Oh, what was Mark saying about you in the ring?" In the ring, I couldn't even hear, so I don't know.
frustrating.
I tried to put a stop to it as well, and just like, just give me a hug, and he just carried on.
So frustrating. You know, like we've got in the tank, like Josiah does a speech, Trent Seven does a speech, Michael Oku does a speech, and then we could have had Mark.
You can't use that.
I can't use that footage. It's so awkward shit. And it's not Mark Andrews' fault. It's just
No, it's just it is what it is, and it like that could work at St. John's easily.
The drill shed is just ginormous.
We had people on every side, like it just.
So it's a shame. It's a shame. And then we also like this is such a funny deviation to just put in this point, but like we purposely didn't do undertow promos.
Yes.
Just wanted to let the event speak for itself.
Yes.
So like we don't even have.
No, we don't have it.
We don't have a man who's post match like
No, it can't speak for itself.
post match like Jordon Breaks is the man. Thank you so much, Colossus. Promo that we could have had for content, but it's not like I can't just message Mark. But then it's just so past the point. Now that it just is
I mean,
not worth it.
I guess just for us, and I guess now for everyone that's watching, he was so happy with the match. He was super stoked. He was buzzing. So, like, that's just good to know for me. Doesn't matter if the 350 plus people in the room know as well. Yeah, I know. Takes us to the Rumble. I mean, the whole show was based on this match, right? Like, we opened with... No, let's start with the surprise. Session Moth. So we had Session Moth as our surprise. We already know that because we told you earlier. Huge reaction. And I feel like whether you know her or not, you're going to get that reaction regardless. Because, like Grace was saying, like, just play a cool song and, like, you're over. And maybe that's all it was. Is that we played a cool song and she came out and rocked to it, and just she's infectious. Like, everyone's gonna love that.
She's funny. Where like, what's that show in America where they like it's called
Lip sync
battle.
Yeah.
Where like it's the first time I guess I've like properly watched the Session Moth's entrance for a while, but she has like a whole routine.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
She's lip syncing the whole way through as if it's her song. So like that's great.
Yeah, really fun. Again, right to back ourselves and keep that surprise because it was a nice moment. And she played a big role in the Rumble as well. And anything to say about Martina?
Not really.
She was there.
Yeah, she just did the job that was asked of her, smashed it.
She loved our playlist as well. Putting our playlist over huge. Yeah.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, innit? Yeah, so.
Because bless her as well, right? She is the last person in the Rumble and is also a surprise, so she has to be there well early. Sit around.
Yeah, so all she had to do was really enjoy the playlist, and we could have it there. She loved it.
So respect to her for that. Say putting in a shift, but just like, putting in the time and like trusting us and like our vision that it would be worth her not doing anything for hours and hours and hours and just come out last and be awesome.
Yeah, it all worked out.
Did you have like obviously you want to start with mine? Is there others that you want to touch on?
I think we should go right to the other end and talk about Pulley Adams.
Cool.
Pulley Adams opened the show. Sorry, opened the second half opened the Rumble with "We Will Rock You." He came out as the rock star with his guitar singing, and he's got a wicked voice, doesn't he? Pull that off. I thought that moment rocked.
Like, We Will Rock You is a funny one where it's like, it's more of a rap than it is, like it's not really melodic.
In my mind, I was like, oh, that's a great... Like, he suggested We Will Rock You, and I thought it was because he wanted to sing We Will Rumble. He didn't do We Will Rumble, thank God. I thought it was a great one because everyone can sing along, but actually those verses, no one's singing along to that. It's so high.
He was going to do so many of the verses. I thought he would just do the first verse that everybody knows, and then just do We Will Rock You for like 10 minutes.
That's what I thought. He did 2 verses, and then...
3!
Did he do 3? Anyway, then he did the guitar, and then it was exactly as I pictured. Him walking to the ring, everyone will rock you, and then one more time when he's in the ring.
You'll have to watch it when it comes out, and maybe you remember this when it happened in real life if you were there. There is a bit when he's doing... Feels like he gives up.
I mean, Adam's known for giving up.
So he does the first verse, and then he does We Will Rock You, and then he calls for it again, but like it feels like he comes out of the moment where he goes, and again. Like really, like it's like really like he is like on as the rock star, and he's like performing and doing it, and then
He's self-conscious.
It's like really the voice changes. He goes, and again.
I can't wait to see it. I didn't take note. Such a good open, and like so many of the pros put that over as well. Mark Andrews loved it.
Very cool.
Yeah, Mark Andrews loved it. Even Shah was like, okay, this is really cool.
It was just kind of like a happy accident because we had already planned to send him out number 1 based off of like, he won last year.
Yeah.
So you kind of you send out the biggest star.
Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
year. So I don't know if next year we'll send Buck out first, but just like stars aligned that we would send Holly Adams out first, and then it was your idea or his idea to do the.
I wanted his band to play. I thought it'd be cool, like almost like Fozzy playing Jericho out. I wanted his like it's very WrestleMania moment-y where having his band playing him out and he comes out and that's what he does, and then the band carries on playing whilst he walks to the ring. And it just so happened that like the whole band weren't available, and he was like, what if I did this? And
yeah, there was actually really quite a few hiccups on that happening or not happening.
And the thing with Adam is that he was just so quick to give up on it as well.
As soon as he hit like resistance, he was like, can't do it.
Can't do that. I was like, yeah, but what if? Because I hadn't listened. I'm not a Queen fan, and I know the song, but I don't know it to be like, is there bass in it? Is there guitar? Does it need this? Does it need cymbals? But like the drummer wasn't available. That's fine. They can get Hot Dog Sam, thank you, to come and do the drums, and he just needs a bass drum and a snare, or tom and a snare.
Is Hot Dog Sam a drummer?
No,
He's not a musician.
I mean, I'm saying no so certainly, which is going to offend him if he is actually a drummer, but I'm pretty sure he is not.
It's only because I remember when it started, it was so fast.
Yeah.
You know, so like,
yeah,
like in wrestling, when it, like you think you're going slow, go slower because you're going too fast. That was, like, in my mind, in my memory of the song, the beat is.
Very good.
Like, right? That sounds like universally that like, anybody who knows that song knows that's how it goes.
Sam's a punk though, like so he like
when he got on the floor tom and the snare, it was so like
boom, boom.
And I was like, well, you can't like,
which is
now to make it slower. You can't. You just have to go. Like Adam just has to go at that pace.
Which is why Adam's part sounded more like a rap, right? Because he's like,
you screwed me. Which was the other reason I think the crowd maybe didn't like as universally go along with it as they probably could have.
They could have more. They should know the words, right?
Because it was as opposed to which like
we'll have to get Adam's opinion.
We'll have to do it again.
Yeah. The bassist wasn't available, or like his voice. I think the bassist was going to do the singing. Wasn't available. Adam doesn't have his guitar, so all of these sort of like obstacles. So I think it's like but then like again, Martin Henry's dad coming to the. I've got a guitar. Like
it's 10 years old. I never used it.
Like. Right, all of these things were just able to be, and then I feel a bit bad for Adam in that he was like, "Oh, can we sort out the amp and the music now and just make sure the mic works?" I was like, I don't know. I was like, "Yeah, sure." In a minute, every time he asked me, and to the point where I was like, "You just have to do it on your own." I'm so swamped.
I think
Beforehand, is he like? I think his concern was, I just need to make sure it all works.
Yeah.
Because I said, oh, we'll do a dress rehearsal, we'll do this and that, and like, I just wasn't there for him.
Should have, and I assume they did. I did.
And then made sure the guitar was working, made sure you could hear the drums, but like, wasn't quite what I had promised, but said, oh, this is what we'll do. I just didn't have time for it. But actually, he went off and kind of did it on his own, and again, like everyone should, like, is just take the initiative to do your bit.
God.
So I think that was such a good moment, worth having, just something that people talk about afterwards. Because people don't talk about the wrestling. No one cares that I did the cool sleep leap.
It's always
Like,
the moments.
Yeah.
The moments.
Yeah, just such a cool opener for the Rumble. Talk about little Zach Angels. Obviously, he was our surprise number 30 last year. He was our first announcements this year, wasn't he? 11?
15.
No, sorry, how old is he?
Oh.
I think he's 11 now. I think he was 10 last year, so he's 11 this year. Like, the kid's 11 years old, and like the entirety of the locker room put together by Shah Samuels. Like, he was so good.
Yeah, he is so sweet because he's just a little kid. Like, there's no reason for him to like sort of understand the construction of wrestling and how to put it together, and like whether you should or shouldn't be nervous about certain things. But he's just an 11-year-old little kid.
Yeah.
So it's very, very sweet that, like, number one, that he feels confident enough to be a part of the show, and then wants to do it, and then number two, that he is sort of at a level at his age where he is good enough to fill that spot.
Yeah.
At the same time, where it's such a specific role, but I think it's specific because we have made it specific. Where like, this is the role where the little kid does stuff.
Yeah.
And like, maybe he doesn't appreciate constantly being referred to as a little kid, but like comparative to the adults,
You're 11, grow up, man.
So I don't know how we're getting shitty with a kid when he's not here to like fight his own battle. But no, it was crazy. Just like seeing him stressing out backstage, just trying to memorize the bits he wanted to do. And he's got his dad there as well, who's just like chaperoning him and be like, don't worry, mate, like all of this. And kind of for no reason. No, it's not for no reason. I just wanted to let him know. Not in a way to like put him at ease, because he wasn't thinking about this, but I just wanted to tell him like when the counter counts down and your music hits, don't immediately go out. You are allowed to wait for the drop, because you are you. And I don't think, for him, I don't think he realizes that he is him. You know, he doesn't understand the novelty that he is.
This is another wrestler, right?
Yeah. He should. But
he's not. He's 11 years old.
Yeah, he's an 11-year-old kid.
The same issue last year. He was so like, he was 30, and
he was
just like, when my music comes, we'll go out.
Because he doesn't want to be a burden, does he? He wants to do the job.
He's just being so polite.
He's just trying to be helpful, but he doesn't understand how much of a novelty he is. And then obviously, when the first sort of like beats of his music hit, and his family are like right there, and they know when his music hits that it's, so like they are switched on, which like he's just sitting there behind the curtain, like fixing his little bands and getting his little tunnies ready to go, and like doing this with his hair to nothing. Yeah, he can't see anything. But I'm sure he could hear, because I could hear. Everybody starts doing the lyrics. Then he starts like doing the Brock Lesnar jumps and like getting ready for himself. And then I also love that song, so obviously I'm getting pumped too. But then he starts doing the lyrics, and then I'm doing the lyrics, and then we're both like screaming it at each other. And then like as soon as the beat drops into like the main body of the song, he hits the curtain and he's like screaming on the other side, and then I'm G'd up because the room like goes berserk, and then like me and Mambo had sort of been sat by the curtain to, like cue people, so he's there too. So like me and Mambo both go, yeah. It's so sick. Like I know, honestly, like not that anybody cares for the podcast, but like thinking about that memory now makes me teary. And I remember in the moment being like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna cry." It's so sick.
It's so cool, isn't it?
Well, I think his family help as they go mental for him.
They really do.
They go mental for him, because of course they would. But like it only adds the atmosphere where the rest of the room is like, "It's a little kid. Let's go." So, and then the same, like, obviously all of his spots are cool, and like when it comes back around to when Zach eliminates Ashmore, and again the place explodes.
Oh my god!
Just see that buzz that little kid is like a part of the thing.
Yeah.
But when the little kid like eliminates someone, they're like, oh my god.
But yeah, and Ashmore was like really the one baddie in from that point.
Yeah.
I know the besties were around, but like he was the one like dominating baddie, and like for the little kid to have got him out was such a cool moment.
The only bit that really irritated me was when SJ Randall kicked him. Like I just wish that there had been another way that
To have got into us doing the bang.
There was like if it could have just been Zach like superhero better than everybody. Rather than
You wanted him fire all the way through.
all the way through, and then only the only sad time is when Ashmore was involved, as opposed to what we got, where it was like Zach beat you up, and then Zach beat SJ up, and then SJ just kicked him, and I just like
It's the most I've sold for anyone, by the way.
so just seeing it, I was so irritated and just like there is a better way to do that. I don't even have an answer now of like how to fix that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I do. Like, throw the kick. Zach catches the kick, throws it down, like maybe slaps SJ, and just like Mambo style knuckle locks SJ. You're just there. Knuckle locks you, puts you both into each other. Boom. Now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like there was just people just need to read the room with that sort of stuff. Where like there is no reason why you should be kicking a kid.
Well, the next spot. So obviously, I had planned. I was involved in the spot that I was involved in, and then nothing. There was the spot where he got to the outside and then like dubbed Ben, but like knocked himself out from it. And I remember they called that to me. I was just like, oh, getting concussed on Ben's belly is not funny.
Yeah.
And there wasn't enough time in the moment to be like, don't do that.
Right. I'm seeing that, but okay.
So they called it to me, and I'm pretty sure I like saw it. Is where he got put to the outside. Ben comes in. He goes to give him the darb, like the traditional sort of like wrestling spot, but obviously Ben's a big fatty and the kid's a tiny little kid, so he's gonna like knock himself out and get concussed, and that's how they described it. And I just thought, I don't think that's a good idea. At that moment, I was picking my battles.
Well, I wish you'd pick that one. Whatever. It's not like in the grand scheme of things, it's not important because all of those moments get like lost because the only thing people remember is like the actual elimination itself.
Yeah.
And again, tough for Alfie, where like the sort of brief I had given him. Was, when it gets boring, play the next music. But like also sometimes it's boring because nothing's happening because there's like a focus on something specific where like that is exactly what was happening. Where like Ashmore like had Zach and then he like, Alfie cued the Jordan Saeed to come out next. So that happened a couple of times where attention got split.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can fix that in the edit, but I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Any other people you want to shout out from there?
Talk to me about Jade Priest. Was he one of your trainees?
No.
Okay, just...
He's kind of nothing to do with me at all, other than we're both from New Zealand. He's from Wellington, I'm from Auckland. We've had loose interactions over the years when I was home. But he's a good friend of a good friend, and he is like on a trip right now where he is staying south of England. He's training at All Star.
Nice.
And he messaged me saying that he was keen to come to the show, and I was like, I'll figure out a way to just put you on the show, dude. You should have told me.
Yeah, excellent. And we figured out a way. Really cool. The guy's got so much aura. He's known by no one. Like, there's no reason for it. He's kind of trainee level, I imagine.
Well, I maybe like comparative to where he's at in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Where he's at over here.
Okay.
Maybe is trainee, but he's not a trainee. He's
I could tell he wasn't
he's 10 years in the game, sort of thing.
Okay, fair. But like, there's no reason for anyone here, punter-wise, to know who he is. There's no reason for even the workers to know who he is. That dude did not care. Like, he came out and smashed it.
So much admiration for a guy who's willing to be in that position and treat himself as if he's the man. So, he comes out the curtain and he's just so like, the way he presents himself, the presence that he like brought of himself was like, oh, this guy might be the man.
He's over for a while, is he?
To the end of, to the start of August. So, wrestling promotions running in July. Please book Jade Priest. The Beast Jade Priest. That'd be cool. You won't listen to me because you didn't listen to me last time about the hipster hunk, but that's okay. What does my opinion mean? I'm only one of the top guys in the whole industry.
One of the pillars.
Yeah, pillars.
On the flip side, I had...
actually one of your trainees.
Yeah, so Cameron Anderson, my first trainee. I remember coming back from Rev Pro I think Mike Bailey had done a seminar at Rev Pro, and I went up there, did that, and then came back. And one of the guys that had gone to that seminar, was also on the train. So I started talking to him, and it was Cameron. He was like, "You should start doing some like training in Brighton." Eventually, I was convinced, and he was the first trainee. Obviously, he's now gone off and he's training also with All Star. But the kid rocked. He was so good. Like he's very Joel Redman light. But proud, I was really happy that he did such a good job and like maximised his moments.
Yeah, really did like make a good case for himself in terms of like a person we would probably more heavily consider to have a spot in future because of his little, like, maximizes, only had a small portion to contribute and did a lot with that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a proper worker, like... He came with meal prep. He asked me for like a day pass at the gym because after the show he wanted to go to the gym before driving home because he didn't think he'd get home in time to go to the gym, and like maximised the Matt Ravens, like just proper worker. So like came tanned, came jacked. He'd cut leading up to the show and stuff. He did look fantastic. So thanks, Cam, for putting in the effort. The surprise return of the Birdman,
Christopher Law,
the Dark Rook. Thing is, when someone's just the Birdman to me, that's all that's going to stick in my head. All the other names are just there.
You're willing to give other, you're willing to not use other people's names and only refer to them as their real name. But
he's the Birdman. He is the Birdman. The Birdman came in with an injury, actually.
Yeah, he had a big fat swollen hand. Unfortunate. But unfortunately was able to work around it.
Did the seminar as well. I think he was concerned about doing that, and he did the seminar. And
I guess the only thing from the Birdman that I didn't hear or see was that he either didn't do the bird pose because I didn't hear the seagull
there were some bird poses.
There were.
Yeah.
Didn't land like it used to.
Didn't land there. I guess we left it too long. We missed the mark on that one. When was the last time we saw Chris Bird?
Christmas, when he did his surprise appearance and
Yeah.
hopefully not as long between the next appearance. But we'll see.
Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. And then Shah Samuel's a regular at Pro Wrestling Colossus at the moment.
Sure.
Just wicked. Just like he's someone I wish we could have gotten another match out of.
Yeah, definitely. He even said backstage where he was, the crowd's awesome. I wish you'd give me a singles match. And I was like, at least he was grateful enough to be a part of the show.
Oh,
yeah. He was like so complimentary of like the whole thing. Like hilariously, he was complimentary out there. Like he'd sent to me before I went out in the Rumble. He was like, "Oh man, like this has been a great job." Then he did his entrance, beat up everybody, and came over and starts beating me up. He was like, "Yeah, no, confirmed." It's a good show. I think mostly because I had said to him that we had taken his feedback on board from last year, where he'd said like the ring got too full, that it's
too many bodies in the ring.
So we had structured the Rumble specifically to make sure it wasn't over encumbered,
or at least by the time Shah Samuels was in there.
At least by the time I was in it, it gave the impression that we'd taken his feedback on board. So it looks like we treated him with a bit of respect.
He was super happy. He put us over afterwards as well, and another person that I just want to have impressed, and he was impressed. So thank you, Shah. And then finally from the Rumble we had is it Johnny Wildman?
Yeah.
Who was our seminar standout.
Yeah. Had him, we had him at Halloween, and then we've had him before as well in, I can't remember what role, but yeah, just he obviously did enough of a shift at the seminar that, Mark sort of shortlisted him with us, and we put him at 28 with a little flurry spot, just, an opportunity to show his stuff and do something, but it mostly just aided to getting David more heat of just chucking him up straight away.
Yeah.
Checking to achieve that goal, but yeah, no, good work from Johnny Wildman. Thank you to everybody else who came to the seminar. Hopefully next time will be your time.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few other people I want to talk about, but not necessarily. They deserve their own section of the poddy as opposed to this is the Rumble section.
Okay.
Cookie Man. We had Cookie Man over at the unit a few times just for a bit of training, learn how to throw a punch and give the rock bottom or the chalk bottom.
Obviously, this is not the comparison is not the same, but how people are given like Bad Bunny mega praise for his time in WWE and like how much like respect he gave to the business for like putting in the time to train and actually get good at wrestling.
Yeah.
So that when he did his celebrity spots, it was good.
Yeah.
Same could be said to our level for Cookie Man, where
Right.
he like was interested, was up for it, and like really committed to like.
What I wasn't expecting was how much of a natural he was, though.
So true.
We've got a rumble. The first thing you want to show him is over the top rope. Okay, hold here, do this. And he just did that thing instantly, right?
Yeah, I think both of us were like jaws on the floor, like, oh my god, he's actually like naturally good at this.
Yeah, and then like the little like shines of charisma he had, and like his natural like what he was doing, it was like, why are you so good at this? And it was like, true story. He was like, in the 90s, I used to be a Power Ranger, so they used to do like traveling sort of like Power Ranger stage shows and stuff, and he was the Blue Ranger, and so he's just like he went to Power Ranger camp and had like Power Ranger training, and so he's just naturally, where it's like instilled in him and like grained into him, he's just like after everything he does.
He just had like the fighting pose ready to go. Like his physical like instincts of like what to do was just incredible. For like, he just doesn't give the impression that he's someone who's like that, but he's obviously a man who's lived a life. So he's got all of these little stories.
He's done everything.
Yeah.
And now he's done pro wrestling.
And then I guess the only irritating thing was we had rehearsed with him at the unit. We rehearsed with him at the unit, and we were like, when we get there on the day, we'll integrate all of the relevant people.
This is what's going to happen. These are the people that are going to play the parts.
We did that with those people.
So pre-show, we got Ronnie Knox, we got Shah, it's you and me.
So we had Pulley as well, and we had all of those people like Bing Bing Bing. We ran the sequence that Cookie Man was going to do. And then in the actual show, other people are just adding themselves in. Ultimately, it is fine. It's just like in the moment, I'm like seeing it happen in real time. I'm like, you're not part of this. You know you're not part of this. What are you doing?
Someone runs right in front of Ronnie Knox. Like Ronnie Knox is speeding in. Someone's in front of them. I remember. I'd forgotten that happened.
Cookie Man is such a pro. He doesn't let the moment, or like he doesn't let the fact that this is not what we planned affect his performance. So he's just like wham. Well, yeah, like he's like it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
The same for like again, like the music cues got a bit messed up. So when Cookie Man was supposed to be doing something, the music played. So obviously everyone is looking to the stage. Kind of feed Cookie Man of like don't do that yet, because we need everyone looking at what's going on. So just wait. So then suddenly now Cookie Man's like a 10-year vet, because he's having to
he's working on the fly, yeah.
just trying to ad-lib in the moment, and he was so like didn't get flustered by it, like didn't get overwhelmed, was so just like, okay, that's fine, we'll just like now whoa, and then the next bit. So it was fine. So Cookie Man the best. If anything I'm thinking of now is maybe this is too much to ask of him. Should have like taken some stock and sold it for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that would have flown.
Yeah, for sure.
But we weren't to know.
I think we even said about it before. It's just another thing we had so many ideas.
He also was too, he's got the cookie locker he's dealing with.
Yeah.
He's got to, bake and stock to that as
Yeah,
well.
because he was up at 6 that morning doing his his bacon and stuff already. Yeah.
He had his actual real job.
And then just turned up to rock. And like he did say afterwards, he was like, everyone chanting your name is something different in it. Yeah.
Toxic.
It's like beforehand it was like, okay, this is one and done, like we'll do this. And then it was like, oh, well, everyone was shouting my name. And I'm not doing it again.
I remember this, even when we were first like doing the training with him at the unit, right? He was like hopefully by this point they'll be going, Cookie Man, Cookie, but like the minute he came through the curtain, it was Cookie Man chant.
Yeah.
Cookie Man chant. So hopefully that felt good for him. But like his involvement from start to finish was magical.
Superb. Yeah, absolutely.
So again.
Hell yeah. Yeah. You hear that, Johnny? There was only one thing left. Little Buck is the only person we should talk about from now on, because our little winner.
Yeah, I mean he genuinely did almost lose his spot as Rumble winner, because he overslept and like had been doing long hours at work, he said. So he turned up mega late, like wasn't there to help with the ring at the start, turned up late to the seminar. He was so bashful and like so embarrassed.
Yeah, of course.
That didn't let him off the hook, but
yeah, you still did.
Yeah, it was like we were still disappointed, but not so much that it was like you don't deserve. Like,
he's put in a lot of work recently, and hopefully this is a kick up the arse, if anything. Like with Pulley Adams, for example, it was very much a recognition of all the hard work put in. With this one, not to say that Buck hasn't worked hard, but for me, it's more of a please let this kick you up the arse to be really good, because you should be everywhere, and you could be everywhere if you just wanted it. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think that's well, I think that's been a thing we've talked about loads on the pod all the time, that there just isn't really, and maybe it's because of the origins of the training school, that there just isn't really a level of ambition or any sort of like goal setting for people, that like they're so happy to just take what they get because they don't know any better.
Colossus are booking me, and this person locally is booking me, and this person locally is booking me. But actually, if you did a crumb of looking beyond that, there are more promotions that would use you because you're good, right?
So yeah, the hope is that this will be a fire lit underneath him, underneath the rest of them, that it sort of starts something from Saturday where everyone is well, if Buck can do it.
Yeah.
Who's to say? They might all drop the ball in a month's time, and next year you and I will co-win the Rumble. Despite
Fine with it. Fine with it. Yeah.
afters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the afters. So, but it was Emily that like put it in place. She had a chat with Pete, who runs Santa Carla, and they organized that everybody would be fed. Like, I think normally on a Saturday they close the kitchen at 9 o'clock, but we were sort of speculating we might be there 8:30 and beyond.
Yeah, it was probably later than that in the end as well, because I mean, pack up went really well.
But then you're all the trainees that like have any kind of respect for what we do went back to the unit and helped unpack the ring. So like, those guys are obviously going to come back too late, and then there was us who were still at the venue until the last like speck of dust wasn't on the floor. And,
Then you were very appreciative of how much work we put into the pack up. Yeah.
It's an acknowledgement of like, you guys have done more than any other hire has.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, we didn't get to the Santa Carla until quite late. In fact, I didn't get a burger.
Really?
Yeah, I think they were so busy. I think there'd been so many orders that the kitchen were like, we cannot handle this.
From the story Emily had said, Pete had said, like, don't worry, we'll feed everybody, we'll get everybody fed, don't worry about it. Happy hour all night, and then we'll set up karaoke downstairs for you guys, which is a super fun extra perk.
Which rocks, right?
Really, really fun. I don't know if Emily's going to put any of the sort of karaoke clips into the vlog. I think it's like just a special...
I think it's an us thing, isn't it? Yeah.
But, I mean, there was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a really good, like, way to unwind and debrief of the team and just sort of have, like, a happy time to be, like, without physically saying, well done, everyone. It was just it was a moment that was felt rather than a moment that needed to be explained.
Yeah.
And I got a burger and some chips. So
You piece of shit.
you just were too slow.
Well, no, I went to McDonald's and got 3 double cheeseburgers.
But yeah, shout out Santa Clara. Since they opened, Pete has been super collaborative with us. This is what I'm saying. Businesses in town, link up with us. We can bring you money. We can sort you out customers. Just give us stuff back. That's all I'm saying. So much so, actually, I didn't realize we'd actually hired out Santa Carla, because some of fans of mine that were traveling down, turns out they didn't get to go to Santa Carla. They turned up to like get a meal, and the team were like, sorry guys, like, we've been like privately hired. You can't.
I didn't know that.
So should have gone in the day. Should have got lunch.
Damn. We just send everyone everywhere. This place is good. This place is good.
If not Santa Carla, then go to Palms.
Yeah.
If not Palms, then go to the Wigan Pen. Try out their Thai meal. Isn't it so weird that pubs just do like often do a Thai menu?
Yeah, very strange.
It has no bearing at all of what we're talking
It's
about.
so Margate,
I just want to say though, just put out there that a Thai menu in the pub is very bizarre.
But the next thing is, what have we learned? I don't feel like I need to talk about it.
I just it's tough. Well, like, what have I learned? There's so many jobs that I will have as promoter and person who has to organize a lot of things, to wear a lot of hats. I just physically cannot delegate. Like, they are all jobs that I have to do.
Yeah.
So we have to find a way to get rid of like the lower hanging jobs.
Yeah.
And not so, because there was such a time where either at like after doors or just before doors, 4 people are pulling me in different directions. Like, I physically cannot do all of these things. Like, you need my card machine over here. You need me to merch to find this thing. You need me to go to sound to do this. You need me to go to the whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
That hour was very difficult. Just not having 10 mouths, heads, and eyes, and all those things, because it is only things we know.
yeah.
So it has to be us that then has to fix the thing, and
I don't even know if I'm like gatekeeping that information, because I'm like, I will sort that. But if I had just told you or told Adam or told Emily that thing, the information relating to that thing prior to, if someone else could have dealt with it, or if it actually has to be me that deals with it.
the thing is, like, the two of us are so tapped into what needs to happen, what we want to happen. All that information's out there. Like, it was all printed and on things, and like, but I guess not everyone is as tapped in, or as like, there's no reason for people to know these things, and so they would only ask us, I guess.
Yeah.
I know it's a difficult one, because I do want it to be perfect, so I do have the answer for that there in the moment. But then also, you don't think beforehand, oh, I need to tell this person that because only I know that.
Yeah, and it will just like simplify the situation by moving that on.
And then there's some things where you're just like, well, I have to evac so that it's done right.
Yeah.
I don't know how we get around that. Yeah. What's next?
Saturday, September 5th, back at St. John's, the spiritual home of professional wrestling in Margate. Main event against,
You know who.
even if you don't know, it's secret.
You should know.
It is unannounced, but it's not secret.
Follow the products.
This makes.
Figure it out.
But what's next? I mean, like, when do we go back to the drill shed? Based on that, what's the next big milestone?
Where do we go from there?
Because I guess this is a problem for us to deal with as and when. But like, when will it stop being exciting?
Yeah. I mean,
When once we normalize drill shed, will it stop?
so I spoke to someone yesterday.
Because that's fun.
Literally was just like, oh, I can't come to the drill shed next time. I was like, there is no drill shed next time. So yeah, the 5th of September. It's like, no, we're back at St. And they were like, you're back at St. John's? As if we were better than that now. And their expectation was that we just do the drill shed every time now. That's our new spiritual home. Can't do that.
Yeah, I don't think I have plans for weekend.
We are only a few days out from drill shed, and we are only just about to we're only just recovering from hell for 6
It
weeks.
doesn't have to be a party every time. I just don't think like really in a space where we can do 300 plus, where we can justify.
Not every 6
Tucking
weeks.
in.
Not every 6 weeks. It's just not.
Yeah, like it has to be a novelty.
It's gonna be the big ones. Maybe Christmas. Maybe just the Rumble every year. We don't know. So what is next? Who cares?
You asked.
Any last thoughts? Anyone else you want to bury?
Yes, but I won't. Feels like we finally like found the brand on Saturday. You know, like with the Seaside Wrestling team, the flags with the band. We've actually Seaside Wrestling the show off. That was No, I guess just thanks to you, thanks to Alex, to like the trainees, thanks to the crew, thanks to all the seminar people, Mark Andrews, thanks to all our fans, thanks to the Lossy posse, thanks to anybody who take it. Real shed street. So, yeah, cool. Shall we do it again?
Finally, Seaside Wrestling.
It's weird to just do it as a thing, as opposed to like there's no like, lead up to it. Like, that's the end. That's the end.
This is the Pro Wrestling Colossus Colossal Effort Podcast.